I'm an analyst by trade. I look at the amount of THC and CBD in thousands of different samples of cannabis many, many times. And I call it the three-way split. The THC and the CBD ratio is written into the genetics. So if you have high CBD, you'll get low THC, as in hemp. And that THC will rarely go above 1% in terms of the ratio to CBD. And in what we call recreational cannabis, you'll get a high THC, and the CBD will rarely go above 1% CBD. So in Europe, they have it controlled that the THC in hemp should not be above 0.2%. It'll never go above 1% anyway, so just leave it alone. Let the plant do what it wants. It'll produce that ratio time and time and time again. The level of CBD and THC will increase, but that ratio of CBD to THC won't change. And that amount of CBD in a therapeutic oral dose will buffer the effect of that small amount of THC in the hemp plant. So you don't have to worry about getting high from it. Some people will argue that if you take oral CBD, it can be changed into THC in the acid in the stomach. In some cases that may be true, but also you've got food in your stomach, which is always recommended to take cannabis with food. That kind of chemical reaction is very unlikely to occur. And even if it does, it's just such a small amount of THC that you're not going to end up in the emergency ward from an overdose. And the small amount of THC that's naturally in hemp is a perfect balance to create the synergism of CBD and THC in their effect, whether it's a psychological effect or a physiological effect. That proportion of THC is just about right, in my mind, for a good therapeutic effect. In terms of hemp genetics being used for CBD type medicine, and high THC genetics used for the high THC dose, which is often required for cancer people. And I recommend the suppository administrative route, particularly for lower quarter cancer, at least 100 milligrams a day, up to 500 milligrams a day.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have any professional explanation for these limits that set European Food Safety Authority?
I think it's incredibly foolish.